Hello everyone, my name is Putty and welcome to the Ripcord Invitational 2016. This is going to be the biggest Ripcord Invitational challenge in history. We have reached out into the Confederation of the Territories, into those territories and beyond to find some of the best talent currently unsigned. Let's take a look at the 2016 bracket. So the only MAW representative in the tournament is our world champion. I shouldn't say world champion, is our champion, Greg Gage. Otherwise, representatives from the Confederation of the Territories include Rick Saunders from New York City Wrestling, Gino Montero, the hot young upstart from Oli, also Hugh DeAsk from 4C, that is Canadian Combat, I can't remember all the C's. We also have California Love Machine from Coastal Zone Championship Wrestling. And we do have Roger Cage, supposed to be representing New York City Wrestling, although since that name was announced in late December for this tournament, there have been rumors swirling around the internet, actually much before that Roger Cage is going to be signing for a mega company known as United States Pro Wrestling, probably the biggest company in the world right now, or at least the one with the most momentum. And in fact, Roger Cage made his first appearance for US Pro last week. So there is a question on everyone's lips whether he will honor his booking with MAW tonight or whether he will no-show. We'll find out that later. But we have actually gone beyond the Confederation of the Territories this year. We have found people from outside, either they're alumni that have been in MAW before and have come back for the tournament, or they're people that Sam Strong and the scouting committee have been interested in. So we have Oscar Golden from Canadian Golden Combat, MAW alumni, who is making his re-debut tonight just for the tournament, just a one-time thing. Or maybe he'll stick around. Let's find out. And we also have, from Japan, our first ever Japanese entrant in this tournament, from Golden Canvas Grappling, Shingen Miyazaki. Very excited to have Shingen here wrestling for us tonight. We also have rumors that there is going to be a new MAW commissioner appointed tonight, and the tag team titles are on the line, as Tyrone Gray and Nate DeMarcus, the men who beat the tag team champs last month, get their title shot. Let's get into the show. So in our opening contest in a quarterfinals match, Greg Gage defeats Rick Saunders in 11 minutes and 37 seconds by submission with a proton lock. I thought we'd start off the show with action from our I did this during the last series too. I gotta stop saying world champion. From our champion, Greg Gage. I thought this would be a perfect match to start us off. It's old school heel Rick Saunders with his down-to-earth, gritty grappling style. Really just trying to hurt Greg. Put him in some nasty submission holds. And Greg shows the crowd exactly what he does best with his slick grappling and his smooth transitions, and manages to get the crowd on his side and beat Rick Saunders. I mean, it wasn't an open and shut case, but he didn't seem to have too much trouble with it. And the match got the show off to a strong start. One thing I wanted to check, I wanted to kind of do this with you guys, is I wondered, was this match penalized for not having a storyline? Nope. Awesome. So we don't have to have storylines in our matches. That's a very good sign. It means our matches will just generally do quite well, hopefully. This was a really good grade. 44D. Exciting. Good stuff from these guys. Of course, I did have to keep Rick strong because Greg actually is not over in the States. But, yeah. Moving on to our, I believe, next quarterfinal match. No, we have an angle, as we have the debut of hot rising star Gino Montero, who in his broken English cuts a backstage promo saying that he's here in MAW to make a statement, that he was one of the hottest rising stars in Mexico, and he wants some accomplishments under his belt to go back to Oli with. He's going to be a big star in Mexico one day. He's going to be a world champion there. But before he does that, he needs to get experienced in all different styles. He's here that this company is the home of some of the greatest grapplers in the world, including Greg Gage. And he's hoping to make it to the semifinals to take on Greg Gage. Will he accomplish that? As he, in a 47D, he does indeed... I'll be right back, folks. Actually, no, I won't. Sorry about that. So yeah, this was meant to go the other way. That's my apologies. I'm gonna just reload the save. I'm gonna do this on screen because I don't want to edit. Part of the point of this series is that I don't actually have to edit anything. I've got a really cool setup right now that means that I don't have to edit at all, essentially, which is really good, and means that I can do this series very easily. So sorry about that, I apologize. That's a great way to start off the series, but yeah, that was a mistake. So 44, same as last time. This got slightly worse, and this got a lot worse, but that's fine. As Gino Montero defeats Oscar Golden with a Montero press, and does indeed advance to the... nice, our commentary team has a very good chemistry. Yep, Gino Montero advances to the semifinals, where he will indeed take on Greg Gage, the man he wants to. Again, big apologies for fucking that up. It's completely my bad. Hopefully it won't happen in the future. I'm a bit rusty. So we have Bossman Brayfield comes out and says he has been assigned to be the new MAW commissioner, and he takes his job very seriously. From now on, he'll be sitting at ringside making sure that the rules of MAW are adhered to. He's done this in the past. He won't interfere with the general product. He won't be a common part of the scenery, but when things need doing, he's gonna do them. And tonight something needs doing, because Roger Cage is not here tonight. And his replacement from the same company is remarkable Steve Flash. As the wrestling legend Steve Flash comes down to a reasonable applause. People are still disappointed they don't get to see Roger Cage, but Steve Flash is a decent replacement. And in the following match, subpar wrestling from Steve Flash as he defeats Hugh DeAsk with a flashbang. They don't really seem to click. Although Hugh DeAsk's pirate gimmick got an initial rating of legendary, which I don't think I've ever seen. Usually people work up to legendary. It's kind of sad because we're never going to see Hugh DeAsk again, or if we do, he will have to sign a new contract because he was on a one-night deal, and that means he's probably not going to re-debut as legendary. Kind of sucks that this is the one appearance we got out of him, and it was only a 39 D-, but oh well. And then in our final quarterfinal match, Shingen Miyazaki makes his MAW debut by defeating Coastal Zone Championship Wrestling's California Love Machine with an ankle lock. Good stuff. Then we have a recap of the big title match at the end of last year. We see the Greg Gage-Roderick Remus match where Greg Gage won the MAW title. And we obviously see the moment where Roderick Remus got a nasty concussion. And it kind of shows that, it kind of cast out was the win by Greg Gage only because of that nasty injury to Roderick Remus. We will soon find out, as at the end of the video it hypes that next month Roderick Remus returns to MAW. And then we have the tag team title match as the Dynamite Express defeat DeMarcus and Gray when Sid Collier defeats Tyrone Gray by submission with the Texas Cloverleaf. The Dynamite Express make defense number 11 of their Mid-Atlantic tag team titles. Nate DeMarcus is really off his game. Otherwise, a pretty decent showing from the MAW tag team division. As the Dynamite Express get on the mics and say that, they are still unified. One little non-title loss isn't going to get under their skin. They're the greatest tag team in the history of MAW. They have made 11 defenses of their titles over a 2-year period, and absolutely nobody in the current landscape, absolutely nobody is going to knock them off their perch. As we move in to our first semi-final match, and it's the big one. It's probably going to be the match of the night, as Gino Montero and Greg Gage have a grappling exhibition, and Gino Montero, in a narrow match, defeats the champ with a Montero press, and Gino Montero advances to the final. After the match, Greg Gage gets on the mic and says, Gino, I respect you a lot. That was a narrow match. I think on another night I may have beaten you, but you are one of the best competitors I've ever been in the ring with. And, win, lose, or draw tonight in the finals, I think you deserve a title shot after that victory over me. If you ever want to return here, well, there's a title shot on the plate for you. And he extends his hand, and Gino takes it. Greg leaves, and Gino gets on the mic and says, I am one of the greatest rising stars in professional wrestling today. And tonight, in our main event, I will win the Ripcord Invitational Challenge. I will show to you all that I am one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and that will be the first step on my US invasion. You will be seeing a lot of me. And he heads off as we move into our second semi-final match in a 44D as Steve Flash defeats Shingen Miyazaki with a flash bang. Good performance from these two. Good performance from Shingen Miyazaki, making it to the semifinals of his first Ripcord Invitational Challenge. Good stuff all around as we move into a squash match as George Wolf defeats Josh Jacobs with a running power slam. The monster, the lone wolf, George Wolf, continues his run through the MAW roster, but he's still got that tinge in his back of his mind, that upset that happened at the end of last year, but not seeming to affect him tonight. As we have a wonderful entrance for the legend, remarkable Steve Flash, making his fifth, we'll say, Ripcord Invitational Challenge appearance. Can he do it again? I think he's won it before, or will he be upset by the Lucha Prodigy? In a 41D in our main event, Gino Montero defeats Steve Flash by pinfall with a Montero press. Gino Montero, I fucked up, but I'm not going to replace it this time because that's a genuine fuck up that doesn't affect the story. Wins the Ripcord Invitational Challenge. Wonderful. Not often that we see someone from an outside promotion and from an outside country come in and win the big one, but Gino Montero did it. He is the real deal. A wonderful performance from the lad from Oli, as a bit of an ode to my previous Oli series, and a very spectacular main event as Sam Keith comes down to the ring with the trophy and says, "You know, kid, you've done very well tonight. I congratulate you on a job well done." And Gino picks up the mic and says, "I told you I would do it, and I did it. I called my shot, and you know what else I called? You're going to be seeing a lot of me. And trust me, that's going to come true too." And he lifts the title to some applause, respect, confetti rains from the sky. And that is this year, one of this year's biggest shows is the Ripcord Invitational 11. We obviously paid a lot of money to put on this show. We brought in 6 or 7 competitors. I think it was literally 7 people because Greg was the only outsider in it. Came in to perform tonight, and they all cost a lot of money to bring in, even if it was only for one night. So hopefully not going to be spending this much on every show. Hoping not to take too much of a loss on it. We've actually upped all of our production quality to be equal to that of Rhode Island, SWF's developmental fed. So we're going to be taking a lot of money penalties, but hopefully we can cut down our costs and continue with a fantastic year of professional wrestling. We will see you guys next time, where the roster will be very different because a lot of these guys were outsiders, and I think there are going to be a lot of them that don't come back. Match of the night tonight: Gino Montero, Greg Gage. Greg Gage with a good showing, but failed at the semi-final hurdle. I don't think he's actually won this tournament yet, and I think that might nag at him in the back of his mind. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. My apologies for the early fuck up, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. I will see you guys next time for the February show, which I have forgotten the name of. See you guys then.